The most disturbing part is what's happening in our nation's junior high schools and high schools. Our teenage girls are experiencing the early precursors of domestic violence at escalating rates. Today, of our teenage girls, 1 in 3 girls who date are concerned of some sort of physical assault. 30% of our teenage girls receive stalking messages from their teenage boyfriends. This, my friends, is a harbinger of trouble. This, my friends, cannot stand.
I think one of the most tragic statistics that's very troubling to me is that women ages 16 to 24 are going to be raped, physically assaulted before they get out of college. I mean, those numbers are real. So if you look around the room and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 5 is the person, statistically, that will be the person who's assaulted. And then we keep going. That's not, I mean, that's just not acceptable. This whole Rihanna case, you know, I have an article here in the local paper that said she must have done something to cause him to almost kill her. And as we talk to people, you know, I'm just amazed at the old adage that she must have done something. Why didn't she leave? She shouldn't have stayed. She asked for it. Still is even in our children.
I feel the same way about the Chris Brown and Rihanna case. I cannot get enough of this case. And I'm so troubled by what I'm seeing that yet again we are seeing a situation where the media is simply getting it wrong. My disappointment about this case began when I read the LA Times, who literally outed Rihanna as the victim. Almost immediately, the media began its classic campaign of victim blaming and discussing what Rihanna must have done to cause the mild-natured Chris Brown to behave in such a manner. We put the onus on the victim Rihanna, thereby immediately absolving Chris Brown of any wrongdoing. If you read the blogs, and I encourage you to read the blogs about this case, and if you listen to radio, they repeatedly refer to Rihanna as a snitch. And particularly in communities of color, where this is an issue where you don't snitch out on people, to refer to her, who has been victimized, as a snitch is so problematic. The fact that, you know, very well-known radio personalities on urban radio here in New York City refer to her as actually a snitch bitch. It is disgusting that they would say that on the air about another person who had been a victim. That was only the beginning for me on that case, because I was revolted when I was on my train and I saw the picture of Rihanna and the bruises, and I was blown away because really for the first time I realized that this guy almost killed her. And when I read literally the affidavit and what had been done, I was like, oh my God, this guy, particularly when it came to the choking, that to me in terms of lethality just sort of set it off for me. Why was there not an outrage across this country about this issue? Why did we not come together as a community to stand behind her, but also to take the media to task for doing this, for victimizing her? You went too far this time.
We don't yet have these kids thinking straight about their relationships, and that's what makes me sad.
So the idea that we're talking about a next generation is exactly that. We're looking to change the dialogue that currently exists with young people, because if we don't begin to change it, it will be the same thing another 30 years, and I may be standing in front of you talking about the same thing. Okay, this is what's happening. How do we begin to change what we're seeing here?
You know, age group of 16 to 24 are the women and young women who are most at risk for intimate partner violence. The internet is their medium. We need to be there.
One of our major commitments in terms of women should be to approach young women and educate them and let them know, you know, if someone assaults you, that should never happen to anyone in a relationship.
One of the ways that we try to do this is through our students advocating for equality in relationships. And these are young people in high school and some in college that create kind of forums around getting young people who look like them to think differently about these issues.
There's a program in Manhattan, and I don't know of anyone but there's called Day One. And they go into middle school, and in a way that I, as a white woman, I was going to call myself middle-aged, but that might be flattering. But they go in and with people who look like these kids and can talk to these kids. And that interactive program teaches these kids that we have self-worth. We have self-worth.
I just want to leave you with that. The key for next generation is young people can and will be given a new paradigm within which to function, which involves respect and dignity.
We shouldn't be in abusive relationships. You shouldn't be in abusive relationships. Someone should not be able to control you or tell you what to do or tell you can't make any other phone calls or cyber stalk you or cyber bully you.
And with time, if we're able to capture that in our young people as they move forward and grow into adulthood, we will begin to stop the re-victimization and victim blaming. Thank you so much.